Welcome to the Collective Experience by the Brwngrlz Collective, a dynamic platform where we celebrate innovation, creativity, and the power of Black excellence. Each episode, we sit down with change makers, visionary industry leaders, and groundbreaking entrepreneurs across the worlds of fashion, tech, education, business, and more. This is more than just an interview series. It is a space where stories are shared, wisdom is exchanged, and inspiration flows. Together, we are building a community that thrives on collaboration, empowerment, and the drive to uplift one another. So get ready to meet these women redefining industries and shaping the future. This is the Collective Experience, where we take center stage.
Welcome to the Collective Experience, brought to you by Brwngrlz Collective, your space for inspiration and connection. I'm your host, Sierra Hampton. Today, we're excited to introduce Amaris Robinson. She is a multi-talented creative who brings passion, excellence, and purpose to everything she does. With an impressive portfolio, she has graced the runway of Columbia Fashion Week, Struck Walk, and other re-owned fashion events, captivating audiences with her poise and presence. As a brand ambassador and influencer, Amaris has collaborated with local designers, showcasing her ability to authentically represent Black-owned businesses and uplift her community. Beyond modeling, Amaris' talents extend to dance and the culinary arts, a true foodie at heart. She plans to pursue a career as a private chef, combining her love for cooking and her creative spirit. Amaris is deeply passionate about celebrating and empowering Black women, holding them on a well-deserved pedestal. Her drive to inspire and influence others shines through her every endeavor she takes on. Join us as we explore her journey as she continues to elevate, create, and leave her mark in fashion, food, and beyond. Let's welcome Miss Amaris Robinson. Hi.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me on here. I'm excited.
Good. Happy New Year's to you. And thank you for taking the time out to do this interview with us today. First, I'd like to start off with a little icebreaker game called This or That. And if we can spin that wheel, please. We get something good today. All right. Brick or mortar business or online business? Which one?
I think online. I feel like that's just going to be my go-to for sure. I feel like that's my expertise, or maybe this generation's expertise. We have a lot of technology at our hands, so I think it's easier to do a little bit online from our perspective.
And I would definitely have to agree with you. I prefer online. I think you just brand your business better. You get to stretch it out as far as your own state. So you get to, collaborate with different people from different states and just hear their ideas. So I'm with you on that one. Yeah. All right. Can we spell one more time? All right. Heels or sneakers?
I feel like that's a no-brainer. Heels for me. I'm gonna go with the heels every time, even if it's a little booty heel.
Right. Do you wear sneakers at all? Maybe on the weekends or just on the go?
That is so funny. I have a couple of sneakers that I've thrifted, but I just got some pink Nike Air Forces. So it's a little limited, but
okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm a heel girl, but on the weekends, you can catch me in a good pair of sneakers. Definitely. All right. Just one more question. Let's spin that wheel one more time. All right. Makeup or no makeup?
Major love to our sponsors for stepping in to make all of this happen. IAS Games, for family and friend game night. Barnes. Out the Barnes Entertainment for your video editing needs. Camera Guys Inc. for video photography and your editing needs. Intro music by Sedasia and music provided by Drea. Your contributions keep us going and help us grow.
Well, that's a hard one. I feel like deep down, I'm really a no makeup girl just because I want to go out and just kind of, be natural and not have to like come home and take it back off. But I do love a good eyebrow lip liner combo, a little concealer. Like, I love that. I feel like it just depends on the day. That's a hard one.
Okay. Well, you do have natural, beautiful skin. So I'm all about the natural. I definitely love makeup. I am a makeup junkie, I think, sometimes. So let's learn a little bit more about you, Ms. Robinson. Go ahead and just tell us a little bit about you and your brand and where you're from.
Okay, awesome. So I'm Glamorous, or I go by Glamorous, and I am from Florida, or Orlando, Florida originally. I've been over here in South Carolina for about 3 or 4 years, finishing up school, studying nutrition. So my passion, like you did mention, I am like a foodie in culinary arts. I do plan to finish up my bachelor's in nutrition, go ahead and get my master's as a registered dietitian, and then go and get another master's in culinary arts, just so I can make sure that I'm, well-rounded. Also because I love food, but I want to make sure I can cook the foods that are actually nutritious and actually going to help, fuel the body, especially because I just feel like we're not told the truth about a lot of the food, especially for, women, especially for Black women. I just feel like there are different, portions or different aspects of food that we are not super knowledgeable about on purpose. I think it's, systematically like that, but I want to make sure, to kind of break that down and make sure that I'm getting that information to the people that need it the most, which I believe is, our Black and brown women community. And I do love to dance. I think that it's important to be active in the body, and expressing yourself through dance I just find that so beautiful. Just like the lines and how you can move your body and how that feels internally, because of course on the outside it's just moving your body, but it then manifests internally, because there's trauma in your hips you can release, and movement in your heart area, your chakra area, moving just moving your blood flow. It's important for us as women to do that. Movement is really important for women, especially for our mental as well. So I'm really passionate about stuff like that, also because it's empowering, when women can feel confident in moving their body, that's a big deal, because a lot of the time we're, in everything we kind of do, we're just kind of looked down on as, this image that has to be perfect. We have all these societal norms that we have to we're always trying to meet, but when you can just let the music take over and let your body just be confident in how you're moving, it's really empowering. And I love to see that joy and that confidence come out of us. So that's another reason why I love to do that, and I want to continue to focus on things like dance, food, because I also feel like those are your basic necessities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need to move every day. You need to eat every day. And I want to make sure we're doing it in the most effective ways. And yeah, I want to do that through my platform. Like we were talking about the online business. It's like you said, you can reach more people. You can go to different states and have a community that way. And then I've noticed that when you meet people in different states and stuff, you get different perspectives. And, because they're kind of living a totally, Cali is kind of living a totally different life than we are here on the East Side. So you can kind of see the differences in how the societal culture is, and appeal to more people and reach more people, and get help from more people. So I think that it's a really good way to to inspire the masses. So that's kind of like my goal or my passion, where it kind of comes from.
Okay. And how did you get into your modeling career?
So modeling, when I first came down here, I was kind of just trying to fit in and where I like making friends and, you know, what I would be interested in. And I was looking for a dance troupe, but I stumbled across a modeling troupe actually at my school. That's where I started. And that network, that first fashion show that I did at my school, South Carolina State, we networked and I met a few people there, and they brought me to Carolina Classic Hair and Fashion Show, which was in brought me back to Columbia. So then I met more models there, and then I just kind of kept going from there. And they, you know, introduced me to Cola Fashion Week, Strut Talk, and all these other opportunities kept coming, which I thought was amazing, because the opportunities, like the people, the networking can be so beneficial and like so fast. And I do love clothes. I love fashion, and I just thought it was a really good outlet to be with like-minded individuals as well, and then also being able to network for sure.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you for enlightening us a little bit more about you and what you are involved in. Let's move into our questions, into our introspective. What is a misconception that people may have of you or of your brand?
It's a good question. A misconception may be a misconception. I feel like this might be a little silly.
We're digging deep.
I feel like a misconception may be that maybe I'm like one-sided, if for lack of a better term, or maybe not well-rounded, or maybe just kind of like kind of put me in a box, I feel like.
Okay.
And because I used to be vegan, so I feel like a lot of my page, like the recipes and stuff, are a little bit limited, I will say that. But I feel like a misconception, just from looking at my page, you could kind of easily fit me into one box. I do like try to like explore all different aspects. So like, even though I was vegan, I'm not a type of person that's like, oh, everybody should be vegan and everybody needs to eat this way. Like, even I'm not vegan anymore, but even if I was to have stayed vegan, my plan as a registered dietitian wouldn't be to, you know, convert everybody to become vegan. I would just, that's like kind of my lifestyle, and I want to make sure that I'm catering to you and your lifestyle, you know, no judgments, you know what I'm saying? I still like the hamburger and I still like it now, you know what I'm saying? But
nothing wrong with a good burger from time to time.
Okay. But I don't want people to just kind of put me in a box, or just like think of me of just like this sweet girl that, you know, is just does these little vegan recipes. I kind of like the passion that I feel is bigger than that, and what I plan to kind of create is bigger than that, because like how we said before, we're wanting to reach more people, wanting to reach more masses, network with more people, and meet people where they're at, no matter what. And I also don't want people to think that like when I say too sweet, like putting me in a box, I'm easily run over, if that makes sense, just because I'm a Black woman. So I don't want people to get that either. So I feel like I'm a little feisty too, and I'm not to be played with. But
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, but like, you know, just making sure that they see me for like transparently, and like their real friend that's going to tell them how it is.
Right. So tell me a little bit about how the transition from you being vegan back to, are you just eating regular now, or how is that transition?
Yeah, so I've been doing it for about this whole like 2024, kind of transitioning back. At first I was a pescatarian, so I just started to eat fish, you know, every once in a while. But then I started to go back into like poultry. And now I would say that like I eat red meat every couple weeks, just because I just feel like I'm still kind of transitioning. Like I still kind of like if I eat a burger, it still kind of takes me a minute to finish it, or like I feel it digesting. So
Mm-hmm.
I try not to do too much, but I will say that like, you know, when we're on our cycles or anything like that red meat, one burger will really help me because all that iron, you know.
Right.
So like, you know, every once in a while that's kind of a necessity, and I need to be a little so like, and that's like little things that I feel like, you know, is important to know as a woman, as a
Mm-hmm.
nutritionist, like those little things, like just have a little burger and that will really help like with your cramps and, you know, the headache because of all that iron that you're getting in there. And, you know, so it was shaky. It was hard at first, just feeling that digestion as I was transitioning, but I think it's for the best, you know,
Okay.
because as I was vegan, I really was doing it for the discipline and the spirituality of it. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, learning more and more, it's just not realistic for me.
Okay. And there's nothing wrong, you know, going through something and experiencing something, and then you're realizing, hey, I need a little bit more to, you know. So let's get into passion and identity. What inspired you to start your journey, and how does your personal story connect with the work you do today?
Okay, thank you. Um, so I think what inspired me, that's a good question. What inspired me, I think, is my family, my mom specifically. Um, just because I wanted to, I mean, she's always been very, very supportive of me and wanting me to do everything that I want, you know, succeed at everything that I put my mind to. She's always been, both my parents have been very supportive. Um, and I mean, my mom's side of the family has kind of always struggled with like obesity, so that was what pushed me into like the field of nutrition in the first place, especially for
Okay.
my mom and my grandmother specifically, because my grandmother and my grandfather lived with us for a few years.
Uh-huh.
And even for like my grandpa, he had Alzheimer's, so I was trying to figure out, you know, what food can I feed him to kind of maybe reverse this.
Mm-hmm.
So um, you know, just being able to give back to my family, being able to have the knowledge to help out, you know, whether it's what you're putting in your body or what you're doing with your body,
Mm-hmm.
because I always I always want to come from a holistic approach. I'm thinking about the body as a whole. Um, and because I really do believe that we can heal ourselves, and God gave us everything that we need to heal ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And like the medication stuff, you know, my grandparents were on a lot of medications, and you know, I just saw that it wasn't helping them, or it just felt like it was kind of keeping them stagnant. I didn't feel like it was helping them.
Right.
um, and so I was just, you know, it had to be something else. It has to be something else that it's not addicting or dangerous or chemical, that we can do to do better, as a, you know, just as quality of life. So I think that's what really pushed me in that direction, what really started this, and my nutrition, because I think that's what is rooted, you know, in this foundation. Because then I will go on to, once I'm fueled up with the right nutrients, then I want to dance and I want to make sure I'm moving my body, and we all feel confident in how we're moving. And we're only going to feel confident in how we're moving if we're all fueled up and we're functioning, our body is functioning correctly how it's supposed to, 100%.
Right.
Behind the scenes, there's a lot of hard work that goes into this production, and we couldn't do it without our amazing sponsors, advertisers, and crew.
And then even like modeling is another version of like dancing, and I love like Strut Talk is a great company that expresses that, like using your walk to show your confidence, and whatever, however you want to portray that, in your personality, you show that in your walk. So I think that's just like a beautiful thing. And I just want, you know, no matter where you are in life, that you're able to, you know, feel that everybody should deserve to feel like number one all.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. And just a little bit about the modeling. How do you go about like getting your booking, and do you have an agent, or you do it all by yourself. I personally have seen you walk, and I love your walk. So how do you get yourself like ready for any kind of shows like that, or your booking? How do you do that?
So I do, I don't have an agent. I usually actually like I was saying before, like the networking is really what kind of gets my foot through the door. So like we even have like a models group chat where just a bunch of models, you can add anybody, all your friends, and everybody's just putting in opportunities, in the surrounding areas. So like, a couple states above or below, or, a couple cities out. But having a group that also wants to see you win,
Yes.
having a collective family that's gonna put you in places, or speak your name into buildings, or to people that have an opportunity for you. I feel like I've been blessed to be able to have people around me that want to see me win as well, so they're kind of putting my name in spaces, which I'm very grateful for. So I would say, like, a lot of it, I just come up on social media, and I'll just, sign up that way. Or, once I become acquainted with a couple of designers, then I'll, just kind of keep myself up with whatever they're doing, so I can make sure that I'm still supporting them, because, I'll end up loving the designs and loving the designer, the person that they are. So of course I want to support them. So yeah, I think the model community is very welcoming and open. So they've made that opportunity for me, definitely.
Good. Well, good. So thank you for enlightening us a little bit about that. Let's about your business. What sets your business or activity apart, and how does it impact your community or industry?
That's a great question. I feel like, because I also, as I'm kind of maybe like rebranding, or just kind of looking at how I want to redo this new year, I was thinking, what does make me different? What sets me apart a little bit? And I think I want to hone down on that even more this year. I just really like to relate to people. I'm trying to be real and transparent as possible. Because, I feel like social media is social media. Social media is your highlights. So, people usually only see the good, but
Right.
I kind of want to show all parts, and not kind of hide necessarily who I am. Like, I want to make sure that we're kind of going through it together, because I'm not trying to portray this like perfect person, or this perfect business, or perfect creator, because I am far from that. I really want my page to be more of like a community based, like everybody's bouncing ideas off of each other, brainstorming off of each other. Like, I love to learn from other people on, that I've met off social media. Like we mentioned before, like, I'm people from different states, you can learn from everybody. So like, I just feel like that's a big part.
What about your impact? What kind of impact do you want to have on the community?
I want to inspire people. I want to be like that creator that people think back to, that they're like, because she could embarrass herself online, then I want to embarrass myself online. Like, not in like that way, but like, she had the courage to just do it. Like, if people are posting content that, they're scared to post, or they're not posting content because they're scared to post, or this and that, or they have, different fears, or, just things that are holding them back, because I know how that could be. I know how that could be. I just want to be that person that they're like, oh, well, if she can embarrass herself, then I don't see why I can't either. We can do this together. I want to, like, kind of hold hands and run across the finish line together. Be that person to, just relate. We can do this together. I'm not your competition. I'm not above you. I'm not,
That's
not below
awesome.
each other. We're just doing this together. That's kind of how I.
That's really awesome. That's really awesome. So moving on to our next question. What is your why? What is your why, and what keeps you motivated even when it gets tough?
This is is good. I need to actually write this on my mirror or something. I truly just think that like it just comes down to what I feel like my purpose is, or what I feel like I can give to, like, if I'm doing nothing else in this world, what can I like how you said, leave an impact, or how can I leave my mark? I just want to make sure that everybody has a place and everybody is seen. I just want people to be able to feel that confidence. There's a lot of obstacles that can come all the time, and I feel like it's easy to get sucked back into just kind of like the everyday habits, just to keep you kind of survive, or just to keep you on your feet, just because we have to do what we have to do to get by. But like, I just feel like if I'm was to do anything else and I was to lay my head at night, what would I have contributed? You know what I'm saying? And I want to make sure that I can give my expertise, or something that I'm passionate about, something that I want to keep learning, and be able to share that with more and more people. Because I just don't want people to live their life not knowing that there's something to know, or there's something to learn, just kind of oblivious. I want people to, I guess, wake up, is what they're saying.
Right.
So like, that's kind of my passion, or it's kind of like how I feel my purpose is. And I have to keep thinking like, well, if there's anything, like, I can't just wake up and watch some Netflix and be on my way. I just feel like I have to be able to leave my footprint, like I was saying, leave my mark, leave my footprint in some way. And whether that's as simple as like cooking a meal that is going to fuel you and giving you confidence to dance beside me, then I feel like in those like 10 minutes of feeling that pure joy, that can really impact somebody's life for the better.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for touching on that. I know we touched on it earlier, but your legacy and impact. What impact do you hope to make in life, and how do you see your legacy inspiring other Black and Brown women to pursue their dreams?
Yeah. So, like kind of how we mentioned, piggybacking off before, I just want to make sure that we all feel confident in what we're doing, and doing it together, because I don't want there to be any type of divide. I don't feel like there's a divide. I don't know if they're like between women. I don't know about all that other stuff. But, the girls, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I just like, also because maybe, and this might go back to like my personal experience as well, because, coming up here, I didn't make friends as easily, especially like my girlfriends. So like, I just kind of felt like a little bit alone. But once with that, like the social media, how I was able to network with more models, and just more friends from out of the state. There's a few friends that I have online that I met first on Instagram, and then we finally met up because they lived here in South Carolina, coincidentally. So like, I just think that I want to be able to continue to show that we can do this together. Like, we're gonna keep being girls, and we're gonna keep like holding hands, running to the finish line. We can help each other, because we kind of only have each other. I feel like we really only have each other, and we can really only trust each other because we know what we're going through. Nobody else can really tell us. Nobody else has been in our shoes. Nobody else can really tell how to live, or how to be, or what we need. We know what we need. And I feel like we've been lied to for so long about what we need. So
I agree.
We need to kind of, I want us to come together more so that we can give ourselves what we need, and do that research to be able to, provide for ourselves, because other people haven't done so well.
I agree. So moving on to our next question, paying it forward. What's one piece of advice or wisdom you would share with the next woman stepping into this space? And what's one question you'll love to ask her?
Excuse me. Okay, I will say that first part, I will say, my piece of advice that maybe I like need to hear, that maybe somebody else needs to hear, is to choose yourself. Is to choose yourself. Is to choose yourself. Always, please.
I like that.
You know, like prioritizing your needs first, because the way that it works, when you prioritize your needs, then the people that you want in your life will also prioritize your needs and maybe inspire them to prioritize their needs, so that you are all prioritizing, we're all prioritizing ourselves first before we cater to other people. So we're not losing ourselves in other people, or, you know, maybe resenting people because we've said, you know, we're putting our all into this person and they maybe didn't ask for that, and we're forgetting about ourselves. So I feel like a lot of the times us as just women, we're nurturing and we want to care for other people. So we're going to kind of put other people first. And maybe that's kind of what we've kind of been accustomed to, just because that's what Black women have had to do. But I think that it's just a little sad because we've been neglected. So I definitely think choose you first. And then the question I think I would want to ask, what resources do you need to be able to achieve your goals? How can we help each other to, you know, how can each of our expertises help each other to move forward so we can both see each other win? I think that's what, so we can still become a community. I think that leads us back into, you know, kind of a way for us to continue to be there for each other.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Amaris. We're so grateful for your time and the light you bring to the world. To everyone watching, thank you for being a part of the collective experience. See you later, Brwngrlz.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to our advertisers, sponsors, and everyone who made it possible. And of course, thank you for tuning in and being part of the Brwngrlz family. See you next time.
Oh girl, I love you just like Mary Jane. I give you everything. Damn, I hope you feel the same. Come and make it better just like Mary Jane. Oh girl, I can't complain. I need your touch, can't get enough. Come and beat me up, it's just like Mary Jane. Beat me up from the middle of the club. You say you running low again, well let me fill your cup. I got some papers in my section and some fonts in the tuck. She been calling me Split Daddy, baby, please don't gas me up. You can keep your mask, I don't want time with that. Tryna know your heart by the time we start, baby, ain't no hiding facts. Maybe if you with it, we can start a tab. Break down them walls, you can let me in, I can be your quarterback. Come on, put our team right on the map. Oh girl, I love